All rise for the singing of the national anthem. And gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia, or Liv Line, and I am Executive President of Pascack Hills High School. I am beyond honored to welcome you all to this year's graduation. First, on behalf of the entire class of 2018, I would like to thank all who have led us to this exact moment, the most exciting point in our lives thus far. Thank you to our teachers, as you are the primary reason why we are all sitting here today. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, compassion, and constant joy to teach at Pascack Hills. These traits, among a multitude of others, inspire us to be the best versions of ourselves, both academically and personally. Next, I would like to thank all of our supportive administration, especially our principal, Mr. Demaray, and vice principal, Mr. Wieland. Thank you for attending nearly every sports game, band and choir concert, and each student-run event. It was a pleasure seeing your smiling faces when walking into school each morning, as it gave everyone a little boost of positivity before the sometimes difficult and always tiring school day ahead. And finally, thank you to those who have worked the hardest to help us reach this day, our parents. Although it sometimes may seem so, each sacrifice and piece of advice you have given us never goes unnoticed. A simple mention in a speech will never do the amount of respect, love, and gratitude we have for you justice. As for the class of 2018, I am proud to stand before a powerful group of scholars, athletes, artists, and, most of all, leaders. Among my peers, I see baseball state champions, DECA national champions, track and field stars, incredibly talented musical performers, innovative scientists, culinary geniuses, and so much more. But the thing that impresses me most about my peers is the sense of leadership that radiates beyond any feat. Each year of high school has brought challenges that successfully instilled a new leadership characteristic in us all, proving that we are so much more than a medal, trophy, certificate, or pat on the back. I remember the first day of freshman year, honestly terrified to tackle whatever obstacles high school would bring. However, as the days became weeks and those weeks became my first year at Pascack Hills, I noticed that the class of 2018 had the potential to be different. With that said, a true leader must possess respect, passion, and genuine kindness. And, standing here today, I can confidently say that my peers proudly own these traits, proving my initial feeling that this class is unique to any other in Pascack Hills history. As mentioned previously, the first trait that defines a leader is respect, whether that be for one's surroundings or other individuals. Each of us acquired this trait our freshman and sophomore years, as we needed to learn to respect our new school and peers. As underclassmen, it was clear that we were low on both the academic and social totem poles here at Hills. Challenging teachers and towering upperclassmen scared us all, and we quickly learned that this new territory was much different than middle school. As the years of being an underclassman progressed, the new responsibilities and obstacles we faced gifted us a newfound sense of respect for our fellow classmates and new home. Little did we know that our increasing respect would be the first step in building the natural-born leaders graduating here today. Next, a leader would be unsuccessful without passion. I have personally seen this passion in each of you, whether that be for a school subject, sports team, hobby, or for other people. I have noticed that this passion is developed in our later years of high school, after the initial shock of this unfamiliar place ceases. As upperclassmen, we now know how to navigate the hallways and manage our loads of schoolwork. Therefore, we can focus on investing ourselves elsewhere. This passion has bred the many champions sitting in front of me, whether that be in the classroom, on the fields, or beyond the walls of Pascack Hills. However, passion produces much more than just accomplishments. Most vitally, passion builds love. Love for what you choose to do with your life, and love for those who have led you to this point. And, senior year in particular, has proven this statement to be true. We have all made plans for next year, whether that be going to college, getting a job, or taking a gap year, and I've never seen a group of young adults so ready and inspired for what's ahead. With that said, I would like to share a moment of pure passion that I will never forget, a moment that has defined this aspect of my own high school career. Just last week, we excitedly received our yearbooks. The senior class was given an hour or so to start signing each other's books, and with this, the idea that we were actually leaving became a reality. As I looked around the room of my classmates, putting pen to yearbook, I noticed friends hugging friends, and some even crying. I snapshotted this moment in my mind, a moment of authentic love and passion for not only our new beginning, but those who shaped our latest and greatest chapter. I also realized that it takes a special group of people to show this type of devotion to a high school and those in it, further crafting the qualities of triumphant leaders, what the class of 2018 is and will continue to be comprised of. I could be biased, but I will tell anyone that Pascack Hills is the greatest place in the world. Yes, Hills has turned quiet and vulnerable freshmen into respectful and passionate frontrunners, but that isn't even the most extraordinary part of this school and those in it. It is an honor to mention that Pascack Hills promotes kindness from the second you enter the lobby on your first day. And each of the 4 years at Hills produces the most dominant leaders because of this. The fact of the matter is that no one will ever really remember the game you won, the amount of likes you got on Instagram, or the dress you wore to prom. But people never forget how you make them feel. I can confidently say that my administrators and educators have made me feel unwavering kindness, something that is not very common in authority figures. Creating a domino effect, many of my classmates have returned this kindness through both big and small acts. Whether it be helping a struggling friend or raising money for an international charity, the class of 2018 has shown consistent care for their peers and even strangers, always remembering that even little things are big, as a smile or quick hello in the hallway could change someone's world. That right there is the epitome of a leader. Standing here, it is hard to make out any of your individual faces, but as one, I know that the class of 2018 is a force to be reckoned with. Being the current and future leaders that you all are in your own exceptional way, I would like to remind you that there is no such thing as too respectful, too passionate, or too kind. We have been extremely lucky to experience all that Pascack Hills has to offer, so use these experiences and dare to be too much. And please, share this insane respect, passion, and kindness you have learned as a cowboy with each life you touch. I would like to end with the words of Douglas MacArthur, American five-star general. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the quality of his actions and integrity of his intent. To the audience, you are certainly in the presence of the best, so be prepared to see each of these individuals lead and pave the way for others to follow. And to the class of 2018, it has been a pleasure to be part of something so remarkable. Thank you for showing me constant respect, passion, and kindness, and for 4 unforgettable years. With immense love and Hills pride, congratulations and best of luck with all that is ahead. I would like to introduce this year's salutatorian, Brett Berger.
It's hot out. What can I say? That was my last performance with the band, which has been just one of many incredible experiences over the past 4 years. And even if you're not familiar with the music from the Incredibles movie, I'm sure you are all familiar with the incredible members of the Pascack Hills graduating class. Thank you. So hello to fellow graduates, teachers, administrators, parents, friends, loved ones, and younger family members. I feel for you guys. I have an older brother, and although he's the best, sometimes you just get dragged along. So my name is Brett Berger, and again, welcome to the Pascack Hills 2018 graduation. I am honored to be delivering the salutatory as the salutatorian, which, fun fact, salutatorian in Latin actually means, darn, I have to give a speech. But in all seriousness, I want to talk to you about being creative, challenged, and kind. Throughout high school, I started viewing everything as an art form, as I've always appreciated the opportunity to be creative. I love to learn about various topics, with math, music, and computer science being my favorite subjects. Now, since these subjects are founded on logic and patterns, they often appear to only have rigid structures. However, I've found that creativity is needed for even the most complex math problems, and math is necessary for music. Thus, my favorite quote is, "Nature is written in mathematical language," by Galileo Galilei, because I see patterns in everything, and I find applying them really cool. For example, a pattern I'm sure we can all recognize. You know what that's from? I'm sure the baseball team heard it a lot this year. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's go, Cowboys. Now, I was told that apparently giving a graduation speech on a physics topic, like the statistical links between game theory and quantum mechanics that arise through stochastic modeling as per Schrodinger's equation, would not exactly be a crowd pleaser. I don't know where that's coming from. Like, I don't know why they would say something like that. I suppose I'll heed their advice. I'm fine, but don't get me wrong, I'll still try to add in some math terms to the rest of this, if you can spot them. So as you can see, I'm sure that's what you're thinking about right now. So I know I would be. Okay, so as we come together every school day and have fun while learning, you can see that we always have a good time and we do a lot of great academic things. And that is significantly increased by our awesome administrators. I've heard stories from relatives about how it was like a really bad thing if the principal knew your name, but at Hills that doesn't really apply because Mr. Demeray knows literally everybody. I swear it's like, we have that back to school assembly on the first day of school, and like the freshmen go in on their first day in the auditorium, and I swear by the end of the assembly, Mr. Demeray could stand at the doors while everybody's walking out and go, "Have a good day, Bill, have a good day, Mary," and just know everybody. I don't know how he does it, but it's just one example of how personable and visible our administrators have been. We are also so lucky to have a school that lets us challenge ourselves. So many people simply try to just memorize things for a test as opposed to actually understand concepts in school. Bela Bartok, a famous 1900s composer, said, "Competitions are for horses, not artists." I've enjoyed challenging myself by taking additional classes for multiple years with zero period before and molecular genetics after school. Thank you to the Board of Education for approving these special classes. All I know is that I'm bored when I'm not learning. Although I'm ready to move on to college, my regret is not having enough time to sample all that is available to us here. So we Cowboys, we work hard even when we have hardships. Some of us have continuing health struggles or learning disabilities. I know some of you have had the grave misfortune of losing a family member or experiencing other severe family or personal conflicts. It makes me proud to see us all sitting here today because of all the stories we hold and all the obstacles that some of us have triumphed over. You never know what the person sitting next to you is going through, so please always be nice to them. As I reflect on my 4 years here, I think of all the things I've learned and what I will take with me to college, and I also think about who has helped me overall grow as a person. My parents deserve an infinitely large thank you for this because they have been an integral part of my life, and their support has had no limit. Also, my grandparents and other family members have added countless comfort and memories. Thanks to all the teachers that have put in extra time to help me and my classmates with our varied learning styles and abilities. And I'm also thankful for our police force and town services that protect us. Hopefully everybody takes a moment to appreciate that today is June 14th, Flag Day. I'd like to give a special thank you to our Vice Principal, Mr. Wieland, for serving in the Coast Guard. A shout out to my godfather, Brian, who is currently serving overseas as a corpsman in the Navy. And thanks to all our armed services that strive to keep us safe. Yeah. Overall, the culture of Pascack Hills is one that I'm very happy to have gotten the opportunity to experience. I hope that each and every one of us overcomes future challenges by deliberately crafting a creative future and showing kindness to all. Best wishes to the Pascack Hills class of 2018. Let's go Cowboys.
I am pleased to introduce the class of 2018's valedictorian and my friend, Samantha Snedeker.
Hi, welcome and good evening, parents, teachers, family members, faculty, staff, fellow graduates, anyone else who decided to come. We are gathered here today to celebrate a very exciting time. So congratulations to the Pascack Hills High School graduating class of 2018. And a well-deserved thank you to all of those that have helped us along this journey and gave us a fighting chance. I have to shout out my family over there. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. I would also like to take a moment to thank all of those loved ones who could not be here tonight and members of the Universal Class of 2018 who did not make it, and I say this with the students of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in mind. So in many ways, this journey has been a team effort. We would not be here without the help of all of those mentioned. And despite the world being an intimidating place with hurricanes, droughts, Mr. Alexander, to name a few, we made it. Against all odds, we made it. So I'm Sam Snedeker, and as weird as it sounds, we went to high school together. 4 years ago, we walked into Pascack Hills as little bundles of hope, excitement, and fear. Ironically, 4 years later, we leave that exact same way, except the boys are taller than the girls. Writing this speech, I really wanted to capture the essence of high school, and I figured that the most accurate description would be it's the best of times, it was the worst of times. But we made it, took some L's, bounced back, and we survived. We survived ACTs and SATs, college application season, countless midterms and final exams. We were recognized as the best fan section in North Jersey, go Cowboy Crazies. We won the baseball state championship. We witnessed the peak of the dynasty that is Pascack Hills boys basketball, enjoying numerous buzzer beaters. Some of us played Fortnite, ate Chipotle, went to Wegmans. Thank God we had Wegmans this year. We graduated from the gym to the cafeteria to finally being able to go out for lunch. And we learned a lot. We learned what happens when you're called down to Mr. Palace's office. We learned that Dr. E's room smells awesome. And we learned that Dr. Whitfield has dead animals in his freezer. So we learn and continue to learn fearfully as we turn towards futures unknown and landscapes unexplored that here in Pascack Hills, we grew up in one big bubble. And we thank our spectacular teachers for making us feel comfortable and our friends that are so much like us. But like the little kids we no longer are today, with arms outstretched towards a limitless sky, we dare to pop that bubble. We look towards diverse and extraordinary futures filled with possibility. So let us all remember that every judgment is one less opportunity to explore, and every person to which we do not extend our acceptance is one less remarkable story that we get to hear. From here, at Pascack Hills, we move across the globe. We go to Italy and Ireland, to Canada, California, Florida, and here is the real world. Here is the rest of our lives, new experiences, cultures, friends, teachers. We've seen parents, though, we are stuck with those. But like Kanye reminded us, we are still the kids we used to be, surrounded today by inescapable childhood bonds with people who will soon be known as our high school friends, but never forgotten as our friends from high school. And it's also our duty to make sure that all kids, present and future, can be the fun-loving and content kids that we used to be. Beyond this bubble is a society plagued by climate change, social injustice, hunger, and gun violence that hit way too close to home this year. As the class of 2018, we bear the burden of change. And it's easy, filled with excitement and hope, to simply state that our lives will be great. It's easy for our parents, teachers, friends to tell us we are special and that we will be special. So let's be worthy of that praise. Let's be good and kind and ambitious. With open minds and open hearts, let us charge the world that lay beyond Pascack Hills and bear the name Class of 2018 with pride, power, strength, and passion. And let us remember that the greatest people and greatest leaders were once average people too, sitting at their own high school graduations. Thank you and congratulations to the Class of 2018.
This way before, yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. I've been waiting for so long, now I finally found someone to stand by me. We saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical fantasy. Now with passion in our eyes, there's no way we could disguise it secretly. So we take each other's hand, 'cause we seem to understand the urgency. Just remember, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. So I'll tell you something. This could be love, because I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. With my body and my soul, I want you more than you'll ever know. So we'll just let it go, don't be afraid to lose control. Stay with me tonight, stay with me. Just remember, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. So I'll tell you something. This could be love, because felt this way before.
Never felt this
I
way.
swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you, 'cause I've had the time of my life, and I've searched through every open door till I found the truth, and I owe it all to you.
I am honored to present this year's Teacher of Excellence, Ms. Charlene Schwartzman.
Hi, you guys. Hi, everybody. I'm gonna be right where you guys have yourselves set up. Nicole, can you do me a favor and hold that for a second? Hi, guys. How's your day going so far? I just want you to know it is so good to see every single one of you here. You look beautiful. Look at you guys. When I was your age, when I was in high school, I applied to the Air Force Academy because I wanted to be a pilot. I was going to fly F-16 fighter jets. Oh, I was. Oh, I had it. I actually had a lot of backing from Robert Torricelli, the congressman. I went through the physical. I was in. But the most interesting thing, that is the only school I applied to. The only one. And I had it in my head, I was going there. And what is absolutely amazing, I don't know if any of you have seen Top Gun, but I was going to be Iceman flying those planes. I was going to be Iceman, because Maverick was not cool enough. So I know you're all sitting here saying, you know what, Schwa, I can totally see you doing that. Right? How many of you, raise your hands, can show of hands, right? Yeah? So you people can imagine the devastation I felt when I got that rejection letter in the mail. I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. I said to myself, what the hell am I going to do now? I am such a failure. I let myself down. I let my family down. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So you know what I did? I spent the summer feeling sorry for myself. And I was great at it. It was like a sport. I drove everybody in my life crazy. My parents could not stand me because all I did was brood. Woe is me. Oh, I feel so bad I didn't get into the Air Force Academy. So by the middle of July, my father looked at me and said, you know what? I've had enough of you. Enough. This brooding thing is done. It is time for you to pick up and move on, and you better figure out what you're going to do. I'm like, fine. So I asked my brother, like, Richie, can you please drive me to Montclair? I went there, I filled out my application, I interviewed, yeah, those of you who are going to Montclair, woohoo, okay, filled out my application, interviewed right then and there. They're like, go register for the fall. I'm like, okay. So you guys are asking me, why are you telling us this story? I'm telling you this story because of failure. I had to figure out what else I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do. And by doing so, I had to figure out what my new path was going to be. And it was not an easy thing because I didn't know exactly what was going to happen. And you know what's interesting? I feel really bad for failure. I feel sorry for failure. Failure gets such a bad rap. Think about it. The word failure. It's so negative. You failed. Ooh, you failed. Right? It is, right? It's a horrible thing. But let's ask ourselves, if you actually take a risk and you fail, what's the worst that's going to happen? You'll be embarrassed. Oh. Your ego is going to take a hit. Oh. Wasted time and energy. I didn't see that as a waste of time and energy applying to the Air Force. Oh, you might actually learn a few things about yourself that you didn't know. Oh, imagine that. You might actually learn some new skills and gain some new experiences. Imagine that. Imagine if you failed, you could actually succeed. Imagine that. Imagine that you could build or create something that would be absolutely spectacular. You knuckleheads are out of here. As of today, this is it for you. And you're going out into the world. And we've done all we can to get you ready. We have. All these beautiful people. And now I'm going to ask you to do me a huge favor. Say, what favor? Fail. Please fail. No, I beg of you. I need you to fail. I need every single one of you. I need you to fail. You. I need every single one of you to fail. Because the only way you are going to succeed in life is if you fail. The greatest people in the world have basically failed. Sam was talking about how ordinary people become extraordinary. People become extraordinary by failing. You have that phone? How many of you love your phones? Raise your hand. Raise your hands nice and high. How many of you love your phones? Love my phone. This beautiful piece of machinery was built on failure. Look at it. Every time you pick up that phone, it was built on failure. Steve Jobs, back in 2005, basically said, I'm tired of these phones. People don't like them. Let's see if we can come up with a touch screen, all touch screen. So they did. But when they started manufacturing them, guess what happened? Say what? The screen or the keyboard wasn't exactly that good. It was too hard to work. So they literally had to stop manufacturing. They had to take $1 million in a hit, and they had to go back to the drawing board and say, we got to make this better. This keyboard, this whole thing has to be perfect if we're going to do it. So because of that, we are so connected to these things. These things are another body part for you people. They are. You need them. Okay? So when I say to you, fail, I need you to fail. What does that mean? That means I need you to take risks. I need you to go outside your comfort zone, because at college, this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to do just that. You guys have the opportunity to step outside and just try anything and everything that you possibly want. But you have to be willing to fail. Say it with me. I have to be willing to fail to succeed. On 3. 1, 2, 3. I have to be willing to fail to succeed. One more time. I have to be willing to fail to succeed. Now you say it with some verve. I have to be willing to fail to succeed. Because here's the thing. Failure has taught me many lessons. And one of the many lessons that it taught me, I was not meant to be an F-16 fighter pilot. I was meant to be a teacher. Woo! And now, my beautiful class of 2018, what lessons will failure bring you? I love you all so much. Congratulations. And please go out there and fail so you can succeed. I love you.
Now, here's a special address from our principal, Mr. Glenn Demaray.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles and laughter.
525,600 minutes. That song has captivated me since the early spring when I first heard it in the magnificent student performance of Rent. Grady, Juliana, Grace, Gianna, Devin, Jessica, Angelica, and Lauren. When I see your smiling faces, all I hear is 525,600 minutes. And I think, just how do you measure a year? I find that question to be both provoking and reflective. Having experienced my own children's graduations, I understand the difficulties in comprehending where the past year went, where the last 4 years have gone, and parents, how is it that 18 years have seemingly evaporated in a blink? In September of 2014, Pascack Hills High School opened its doors to the students seated before me. The question is, how do you measure? How do you quantify their experience? I've never been a numbers guy. In fact, when somebody asked me once, "Did you take a foreign language in high school?" I said, "Yes, I took 2, Spanish and math." As an educator, I struggle with the inherent misguided nature woven into our culture to try to quantify just about everything. But for those of you with a thirst for numbers, here are a few very impressive and interesting numbers to digest. 4, the combined number of international awards won in science and DECA competitions. Yes, international, by Natalia Murillo, Rebecca Volkov, and Sam Snedeker. 15, the total number of women's track school records collectively owned by Nicole Vadon, Emily Pendergrast, Hannah Figueroa, and Kai Lash. 24 AP and National Merit Scholars. 26, the number of times Mr. Chericello has cried since announcing his retirement in January. Make it 27. 30, the incredible number of games won by the remarkable baseball team on their way to the Triple Crown, a league title, a county title, and a Group 2 New Jersey State Championship with a staunch commitment and unparalleled camaraderie. 7 seniors, Brodsky, Sullivan, Lum, Sachs, Vendigny, Bowdish, and Peterson led the way to this historical season. As I speak, Coach Kirkby is at an event representing this team and accepting on their behalf a trophy recognizing Pascack Hills Baseball as the #1 team in the entire state of New Jersey. '86, the combined years of commitment and service to this district by the retirees present here this evening. A sincere thank you to Mr. Chericello, Mrs. Bloom, and Mrs. Haytink, my secretary, for your wonderful service. 720, the number of consecutive days in which Gabby Baghdad and Kate Desatels attended school. Yes, 4 consecutive years without missing a day of school. Unbelievable. 1,565. Toys collected and distributed by Project Patterson with the likes of James Hong and Jessica Leichter spearheading the effort. And lastly, 30,000. The dollars raised by Teens Against Cancer under the senior leadership of Caitlin McQuaid, Harika Vesaretti, and Isabella Zigman. While these numbers are memorable, in the years to come, they will fade. What will remain in our hearts is the laughter, the joy, the sweat, and the tears that occurred while compiling those numbers. 525,600 minutes. Yes, time may be the truest measurement of a year, but it is the immeasurable that defines this class. How do you measure the compounded influence of the daily infectious smiles of Caitlin, Sophie, Kelly, Lauren, or those of Vivek, Shawkat, Tomaselli? These smiles, among so many others, brightened even the gloomiest of mornings on the curb. Incalculable are the perpetually positive attitudes of PJ, Trent, Katie, Lexi, Naomi, and Darlie. The impact of the humble leadership of the likes of Mitchell, Liana, Tori, and Taylor simply cannot be quantified. Immeasurable are the contributions to the culture of this high school, to the artwork and photography of Amy DePaul and Laura Fusco, or the video productions of Stephanie Rossi, or the multiple musical talents of Francesca Ferrara. Indescribable is the perseverance of Justin Duffy and Max Westler, as they not only quietly overcame challenges, but flourished through adversity that would have destroyed most adults. And countless conversations that I had with Jordan Graybow, whose inquisitive nature provided a daily dose of happiness to me. Thank you, Jordan. So we can measure and quantify 4 short years that the members of the class of 2018 have spent at Hills, their second home, by the number of days, hours, and minutes. We can quantify their success through the individual or collective GPAs or SAT scores. We can measure the success of the class in attendance drawn to the school musicals, the plays, and athletic events. I suggest, however, that the real success of this class can be found in what cannot be measured and cannot be quantified. That is the gifts, the talents that each individual has in their own way contributed to making these past 4 years memorable. Class of 2018, you're leaving Hills equipped with a first-rate education, one that has paved the way to a long list of reputable colleges and universities. An education made up of an array of experiences that should yield a humble confidence as you begin your new chapter. More importantly, you leave here with everlasting memories, not just of your achievements and victories, but of the relationships you've forged, the connections you've made with classmates, teammates, teachers, and administrators. And remember, you will always, always have a home here. Continuing a tradition of ending my speech with a tweet, my tweet reads, Class of 2018, thank you for your gifts and talents that you have shared. Thank you for the lasting memories you've created. They are not only immeasurable, they are priceless. Hashtag. Love that. I gotta send it now. Got it. Mr. Gunderson, if you would please join me up on the stage. Yes, Mr. Gunderson, Superintendent. This is why we're all here. Mr. Gunderson, members of the Board of Education, parents, faculty, family, and friends, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to certify that the students seated before you this evening, members of the class of 2018, have met all the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Pascack Valley Regional Board of Education and by the New Jersey State Department of Education. Mr. Gunderson, I proudly present to you the Pascack Hills High School class of 2018.
What a beautiful evening. What a magnificent group. To the class of 2018, take a look around you this evening. As you watch your fellow classmates walk across the dais this evening, I urge you to reflect and give thanks to the network of support that surrounds you here this evening. It is these people who have been your support network as you have grown from middle school teenagers to adult high school graduates. We, your teachers, your parents, your family members, coaches, mentors, and friends are here because we're proud of what you've accomplished throughout these years, and we're thankful to have been a part of your journey. We're excited to see the impact you will have on the world ahead of you. Simply based on your experience in this high school, we recognize that you have the potential for making this world a healthier, enjoyable, exciting, just, fair, loving, and welcoming world. You've already demonstrated this potential through the research you may have conducted in research in molecular genetics, the systems you developed in engineering, the discourse you may have experienced in social studies, the literary and artistic works portrayed through the literary magazine, the news you reported in the school newspaper, the teamwork you developed on your athletic teams, the social justice you fought for in your various clubs and activities. The world will be a better place for future generations because you have demonstrated to us your desire to do great things. You exemplified this after the horrific massacre that took place in Parkland, Florida. You came together to support your fellow students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School and joined together with classmates here to make a statement of solidarity for all the victims. You banded together, organized and mobilized, and made your voices heard. It is your continued, collective, intelligent voices that will, I can assure you, make a difference for future generations to come. As your superintendent, I believe that Pascack Hills played a significant role in you acquiring these skills. So, class of 2018, I urge you to remember these skills and experiences you have gained at Pascack Hills and not be afraid to take on the tough problems of this world, but to make sure you surround yourself with good people. Pause, reflect, and remember to smell the roses every once in a while as you embark on the next journey of your life. So in closing, Mr. Demaray, and on behalf of the Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education, it gives me great pride to congratulate you all, the deserving graduates of the Pascack Hills class of 2018. Congratulations. Well done.
Caitlin McQuaid. Olivia Line. Michael Port. Grady Johnson. Samantha Snedeker. Paul Sullivan. Brett Berger.
Logan Harris.
First row.
Noah Mandelman. Karima Subzakov. Vivek Goganeni. Saren Matthew. Evan Jaxel. Rebecca Herman. Ryan Vaquicchio. Grace Liriano. Brandon Harris. Nicole Knutton. Chris Asadorian. Gianna Lucido. Arpan Shaw. Francesca Ferraro. Jordan Graybow. Jessica Strasberg. Jordan Murphy. Allison Murphy.
Get backed up. Don't do any more. Hold on. Don't do anything. Go ahead.
Harrison Bloom.
Go ahead.
Juliana Ketter.
Maxwell Uribe. Olivia Uribe. Krupal Sharma.
All right, I'll take that pile. Where's the tickets?
Shannon Stemper. Michael Banovic.
I love you, Mama!
Hannah Figueroa. Lucas Tomaselli. Nicole Vadon. Brandon Delgado. Amy DePaul. Devin Resendez. Devin Margulies. Kyle Homalian. Emily Moore. Daniel Bowdish. Riley Van Aller. Jackie Chang. Emefa Juvenu. Jian Namgung. Krista So.
Ryan Van Canaham. Victoria Favorito. Nicholas Vindini. Liza Spector. Tyler Kasoy. Jennifer Hollowell. Matthew Morales. Lauren Swozy. Christopher Priori. Sophie Hoffman. Noah Green. Lauren Morgan. Luke Finizzi. Max Wexler. Jack Brodsky. Rebecca Volkov. Mitchell Bloom. Alexa Belnick. Christopher Kim. Natalia Murillo. Justin Pogrebinski. Gabrielle Pogrebinski.
Neil Patel. Olivia Davino. Kyle Spielman. Alexa Char. Mark Henney. Taylor Ramasco. Alec Magnon. Nicole Ventiti. Christopher Lum. Erin Darley. Dylan Blowers. Caitlin Chiodi. Timothy Belden. Kayla Baffa. Ben Sobel. Caitlin Bouchel. Jack Eichner. Alexandra Mikowitz. Matthew Tomczyk.
Stephanie Rossi. Tristan Hunter. Claudia Swan. Thomas Hertz. Shannon Hines. Evan Cho. Sophie Messinger. Aiden Lee. Ella Hofstetter. Tyler Hodder. Kate Desitels. Adam Shawkat. Cynthia Hanna. Alexander Santos. Gabriella Bagdat. James Hong. Taylor Robinson. Zachary Cohen. Harika Vassaretti.
Ethan Lewis. Maya Reddy. Saleh Shalfarouche. Leanna Skeen. Michael Miranides. Isabella Zaluski. Cesar Sanchez. Catherine Yackaman. Robert Steffen. Kelly Donahue. Ryan Peterson. Jade Peterson. Justin Duffy. Madison Gold. Jacob Sachs. Ryan Sachs. Simon Castile. Caitlin McCluskey. Yash Kariwala. Naomi Dim.
Nicholas Savranides. Sydney Stith. Jason Silver. Emily Palfrey. William Weckstein. Julia Labello. Vincent Lambert. Julia Kreusch. Trent Freeman. Lauren Goldman. Jason Samani. Gianna Vitkovich. Matthew Miller. Leah Amin. Scott McMillan. Nicole Kalos. Brendan Ciano. Alexandra Kobalakis. David Schenker. Constantina Manusos.
Peter Skibbin. Elena Baggio. Aiden Biddle. Jessica Belden. Daniel Garvey. Emma Lustingman. Matthew Clark. Julia Moninger. Alexander Tereniev. Emily Prendergast. Christopher Nolasco.
Destiny Sepulveda. Brian Groenewegen. Caitlin Foss. Jason Rock. Cassidy Sharfstein. Justin Nunez. Sabrina Moose. Daniel Testa. Caitlin Centeno. Nicholas Palladini. Christina Graylow. Nicholas Parodi. Samantha Zuckerberg. Kate Pollock. Laura Fusco. Alyssa De Palma. Caitlin McNeil.
Emily Breckenridger. Isabella Zigman. Timothy Jeji. Angelica Grubik. Nicholas Pemphilis. Jennifer Ocelot Shelhua. Peter Hill. Paulina Torres. Arif Bakari. Caroline Oteri. Aaron Novak. Michelle Chang. Rachel Yang. Sarah Bazzini.
Yes, Sarah!
Kai Lash.
Estelle Leibowitz. Jessica Leichter. Haley Baum. Lindsay Haber. Matthew Cohen. Samantha Cohen. Andrew Midway. Alexander Goldman. Alex Mindich.
At the same time. Same time.
And last but not least, Perry Cochin.
All right, ladies, great job.
Finally, I am proud to introduce the president of the class of 2018, Paul Sullivan.
All right, hello everyone. On behalf of the class of Pascack Hills 2018 graduating class, I would like to thank everyone who has came out and decided to take time out of their day and come to such a special time in all of our lives. I would like to start this speech by everyone taking a second and thinking about how far we have come as a class. Then take a second and think about how far you've come as an individual. Looking back to freshman year, I feel like it was not long ago I was getting ready to go to my first class, or getting ready to go to the first football game, or getting my first homework zero, or my second homework zero, or later that week my third homework zero. As a freshman, I don't think we realized how much can change in 4 years of high school. As I look back on our grade and the accomplishments we have been a part of, I think everyone should be proud of what we are leaving behind here at Hills. This year alone, the soccer team had a great year, going 13-6-1. The football team was 6-4 and had an amazing win against Mawa, which hasn't happened in 19 years. The cross-country team had a great year, and the girls even won the county tournament. The softball team finally got their own field here on campus and won the first game ever played on it. They also had a winning record of 14-10. Our seniors this year on track were great team leaders and built a great base for all incoming and returning track athletes. The baseball team went on a historic run with a record of 30-2, winning the league title, the Bergen County tournament, the state sectionals, and the group finals. The last time any team in Bergen County history has ever accomplished this was 1987, and it was the Pascack Hills Cowboys. Babe. These are just some accomplishments that we have been a part of as seniors, but as freshmen, sophomores, juniors, we have accomplished more than we can even remember, and the memories will last a lifetime. On behalf of the 2018 class, I would like to present the senior gift. As most of you know, the school did an amazing renovation to the athletic complex this year, adding a softball field and creating new tennis courts. The 2018 student government class thought it would be a great idea to add our own touch to the complex, since we were the first year everything was in use. Our gift will be a flagpole that will stand tall on top of the hill by the baseball and softball fields. All year, I don't think I completely understood high school was coming to an end. After playing my last high school baseball game, going on the whitewater rafting trip, and participating in senior skip day, it all became clear that I won't be a student at Pascack Hills for much longer. I wanted to end this speech by thanking everyone who has made my time here at Pascack Hills so memorable, especially my family. Pascack Hills has been such a great community, and all of us should never forget the memories we have made here. Thank you, 2018 class, for voting me as your president this year and allowing me to speak at such a big day in our lives. Now, will Mike Ilbanovic please stand and lead us in the last chant as a Pascack Hills Cowboy? C-O-W-B-O-Y-S. Cowboys. Cowboys. Cowboys.
Let's go Cowboys! Let's go Cowboys! last year in August.
Oh, well, yeah.